Hello everyone, welcome to today's vlog on OJB Fashion Style. So in today's tutorial video, we're going to be cutting and sewing this beautiful gown top with ruffles. So I actually made it for myself because I had a wedding to attend and it actually came out very beautiful. And so for this, we'll be needing the following measurements. And this beautiful blueprint Ankara is what we'll be using to sew this style. So first of all, we'll be cutting the upper portion of the top. So we'll be cutting the front part of it. Then we'll also be using the front part to cut the back. So the first measurement I'm taking here is the shoulder to shoulder measurement, which is 16 inches divided by 2. Then I went in by, I actually turned the right side and was measuring from the right side. So like I said, the first measurement is the shoulder to shoulder measurement. Thereafter, I went into the bust circumference, which is the bust line. And then after that, I'll be taking the above bust line, which will be 2 inches above the bust circumference in order for me to get the armhole measurement. So now I'll just simply draw my cuff for my armhole. So to get my chest or bust measurement, I'll be dividing my bust circumference, which is 40 inches. I'll divide it into 4, so that will give me 10. Then you see me adding 2 extra inches for seam allowance. Then I went to the waist. My waist measurement was 32 inches. I divided it by 4 and it gave me 8 inches. Then I also added 2 inches seam allowance. So this is the basic measurement required for cutting a simple top. So for the neck, the measurement, the wideness of the neck I'm taking there is 5 inches. And then I went in also by 3.5 inches. Then I simply drew the cuff. So I wanted it to look a bit like a boat neck, not exactly a boat neck. So that's the curve you see me drawing there. So I'm also removing 1 inch from the shoulder so as to get that slope on the shoulder. Thereafter, I will just simply cut our fabric. So now we're done cutting the front part. So simply use it to cut the back with some few adjustments. So first, you notice I'm leaving out a space for my zip allowance, which I indicated with my finger. Then for the neck, the neck was 5 inches wide on the shoulder, then 2 inches deep, which is different from the front, which was 5 inches wide and 3.5 inches deep. So that's the basic difference between the front and the back of the top. Extra zip allowance and then a little adjustment on the neck. So now we're done cutting the front and the back, and what I simply just did was to use my fabric to cut my lining, and then I went over to the sewing machine to join the lining to the actual fabric. So now I'm done trimming my fabric, so I'll take my measurements again. After turning the right side out, I'll be joining the back and the front together with the right sides facing each other. Then I'll take the measurements, my bust circumference measurement again, and also the waist measurements. Then I'll go over to the sewing machine to sew both sides together. So next, we'll be cutting our A line fabric. So this is very important before we actually make our kissy pleat ruffle or kissy pleat gathers. So the first measurement I'm taking there now is the waist measurement, which is 32 divided by 4 to have 8, and then I added extra 2 inches seam allowance to it. Then I made a sort of a slant line to get my A line or A pattern. So for this cutting I did, I actually made a mistake in my cutting because I was a bit distracted. So I was supposed to just fold a fabric together, a single piece, but I actually joined 2 separate pieces of fabric together, and then I made my A cutting, which was wrong. So please take note of that. So now, after joining my top fabric together, it came out neatly. So next, I'll be attaching the A-line pattern I just cut to it. So this was what I was trying to explain, where I made a cutting on 2 separate fabric. So please ensure you do not make the same mistake. Now, having joined the both fabric on the top portion, it is left for us to now make our kissing pleat on the edges of the A line, so as to have a sort of ruffle. So to make a kissing pleat, you actually make your pleats in opposite direction. As you see me indicate, please do the same if you are a beginner in sewing. A whole lot of my videos are actually beginner friendly. I love to make simple, casual outfits with Ankara, which a beginner in fashion or sewing can easily try out. So this top was actually very simple. It wasn't complicated, and the steps were very easy. So if you're a beginner in sewing, you could try this out. So at this point, we're almost done with the making of our gown. So if you love our videos and you have learned one thing or the other, I encourage you to please subscribe so as to get every of our notification. Our sewings are very simple and beginner friendly. Would love to have you come back for our tutorial videos. So our top is ready. So please take note that the front part of our kissy pleat is shorter than the back portion. So I simply just did a curve around the back and the front portion on both sides, and then reduce the length of the front portion. That was all I did. So next we'll be cutting the hand of our simple top gown top, sorry. So if you do not know how to cut hand, in fact a lot of my videos I've done detailed teaching on how to cut a sleeve. So it's a simple technique. You could check any of my videos where I did detailed teaching on how to cut a sleeve. So for this particular top, I just did a simple sleeve for it, a casual outfit I could actually use on a jeans trouser and sneakers as well. So now you see me attaching the sleeve to the top. So now I'll just close my gown. I haven't attached my sleeve to my top. I'll just close it at the back a little and then put my zip on my gown. So at this point, we're as good as done. Thanks guys for stopping by. See you in our next video. Bye.